We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it the People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Nigeria's Flamingos beat host Dominican Republic 1-0 to emerge top of Group A in ongoing 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba reveals suspicion and lack of trust primary reasons many presidents and governors avoid being succeeded by their deputies. Popular Afrobeat singer Timaya laments, economic hardship is a global phenomenon. It is more severe in Nigeria than anywhere else. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. Singer Inetimi Alfred Odom, popularly known as Timaya, has lamented about the current hardships in the globe. Timaya said, while economic hardship is a global phenomenon, it is more severe in Nigeria than anywhere else. Timaya, speaking in a recent television interview, stressed that the only way one can meet up with the current economic demands is if one is earning in foreign currency and converting it to naira. The singer also lamented the effect of the current economic hardship on the entertainment industry, causing an astronomical rise in cost of production and promotion. Former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba said suspicion and lack of trust are the primary reasons many presidents and governors avoid transferring leadership to their deputies. The veteran journalist expressed these concerns at the third annual conference of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria held in Abuja on Tuesday. The event, themed Strategic Solutions for Good Governance, Food Security and Sustainable Growth in Nigeria, highlighted these governance challenges while describing the situation as unfortunate. Oshoba noted that it is a global issue not confined to Nigeria or Africa. The former governor cited the political tension between former United States Vice President Al Gore and his principal Bill Clinton as an example. Oshoba also lamented the persistent trend of governors plotting or sponsoring impeachment against their deputies. When asked whether the Constitution could be amended to protect deputies from their superiors in government, the politician said there was little anyone could do. The UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office funded program, Partnership to Engage, Reform and Learn, PEARL, has successfully concluded an event to reflect on its contributions to Nigeria's democratic process. The event, with the theme, From Pearl to Pace, Learning to Sustain Democratic Governance in Nigeria, was held in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, bringing together partners, stakeholders, and program beneficiaries to share experiences and lessons learned from Pearl's 3-year implementation. Clearview's Florence Joshua was at the event and brings us details.
The Pearl to Pace highlighted some achievement of the program to include improved budget processes, enhanced primary healthcare services, and increased transparency in government operations. According to FCDO Nigeria representative and the Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, Benjamin Kalu, Pearl demonstrates the power of collaboration and citizen engagement in driving governance reforms, while adding that PACE will build on this momentum, tackling new challenges and opportunities.
Only a few months ago marked 25 years of uninterrupted democracy in this country. It is still not yet there. We are still not yet there. And as they say, it's still not yet Uhuru. Several challenges we have had to deal with, several constraints, and several restraints. But overall, we must celebrate the fact that this country has entrenched its democracy, that citizens are much more able to ask questions, citizens are much more able to make demands on the much more able to make demand on their elected representatives, but also on government.
Because it was about time that the budget of the Federation becomes the people's budget, reflecting what people want, not we sit in Abuja and give blocks of classroom to those who need hospitals, or give roads to those who need clean water. Needs analysis helps the parliament to plug the square pegs into the square holes of the needs of our country, and square pegs into the square holes. While the Pearl project may have concluded their program, the knowledge and experience gained will serve as a foundation for future achievements. The House of Representatives is committed to institutionalizing and sustaining these gains.
Stakeholders and beneficiaries share success stories, include the Open Government Partnership and public budget hearings.
Now, all of these were around ensuring that we had better administered and inclusive elections. And then the next outcome we look towards is strengthening democratic institutions in Nigeria. And as you have heard from the speech of the Deputy Speaker, a core of this work delivered through PLAC has been on improving the legislative process in the National Assembly in both chambers. We also had a core part of this around constitutional electoral reforms, but there are also other thematic issues that we have worked on in the National Assembly around climate change, with the Appropriations Committee, with the Judiciary Committee, Human Rights, Policing, and other committees. We also did some work in terms of institutional support with the judiciary around electoral justice adjudication. The third and broader outcome we work towards on this project is around more inclusive, accountable, responsive democratic systems and processes.
How democratic institutions can deliver better.
Voters have opportunity to interact with candidates.
And we don't engage without, first of all, getting the right data. Where is this happening? Where is the violence happening? So the first thing is you go out to do what we call election security risk assessment. And with the election security risk assessment, you are able to go to the local governments, every area where the election is going to hold, and then you engage with the citizen, you get the data, both qualitative and quantitative. And with that, you see it. The next thing for us is to triangulate this data and be able to identify hotspots, and then also be able to identify actors and actions and the agents that could likely instigate violence around the election.
The PACE program aims to enhance Nigeria's governance landscape, addressing critical issues such as climate change, economic development, and institutional resilience. The event marked the transition to the new governance program, Partnership for Agile Governance and Climate Engagement PACE. As Nigeria continues on its democratic journey, the lessons learned from Pearl and the launch of PACE underscores the commitment to improve governance and promote citizen-centered development. Florence Joshua reporting for Clever News Desk.
The need for increased representation and participation of women in politics in Nigeria has once again been brought to the front burner. At the annual general meeting of a civil society group under the aegis of the League of Women Voters of Nigeria (FCT) chapter, stakeholders stressed on the need for collective participation and developmental approaches geared towards empowering women to enable them reach their full potential and make valuable contributions to key sectors of nation building. Let's now join Clearview's correspondent for details. Over the years, reports have shown that empowering women can lead to enormous benefits for societies and the country at large, but despite these statistics, they have mainly remained underrepresented in the political space and other critical sectors of national development throughout Nigerian history due to patriarchal nature of the society. According to statistics, the national average of women's political participation in Nigeria was 6.7% in elective and appointive positions, far below the global average of 22.5%. Worried by the continuous patriarchy and gender disparity in virtually all sectors of national development, stakeholders under the aegis of the FCT chapter of the League of Women Voters of Nigeria converged on Abuja for its annual general meeting to map out strategies geared towards promoting and advancing the cause for women inclusivity in Nigeria.
We've decided to expand the activities of NILOV to include empowerment at the grassroots level in an intersectional manner. And it is the FCT chapter that has started this kind of intervention, where we believe that the sexual reproductive rights and health of women, their safety from gender-based violence, their education, their economic empowerment, their spiritual empowerment, and their environment have everything to do with whether we excel as women in politics or not. And so going forward, these are the activities that will be undertaken, focusing on the grassroots level, ensuring that women and girls are educated, ensuring that they have some seed grant to begin small-scale businesses, medium-scale businesses, and which will be monitored to grow. And we also will be doing a lot of advocacy to make sure that the policies that exist in Nigeria help women to acquire that affirmative action that Nigeria signed in 1995 in Beijing.
Women have failed to realize that it is their strength, their numbers, and their capacity that have kept these people who have not been able to give us quality and good governance all these years in position. How are we going to turn this around? First and foremost, those of us who are here, who have the intentions of becoming leaders in either political or elective position, you cannot do that from the outside. Go register and be a member of the political party, because you cannot be elected without being presented by a political party. You have to be a registered member of the political party. You have to be a registered voter, so that you will not only vote for yourself, but also vote for other candidates and other women in specific.
Voting in a woman is the first step to transforming Nigeria. And I think you should clap to that. And it's not just literature. I think there's a layer of conversation with that conversation she had. First, self-awareness on what it takes. Secondly, what we can do from where we are. And three, collaborations with the stakeholders that we're all exposed to.
Major highlights of the event was the induction of new members into the organization, as well as the presentation of cash gifts to 30 inductees. In an interview with Clearview News Desk, beneficiaries lauded the initiative while expressing optimism that it will go a long way in helping them become better equipped to face life's challenges.
I'm very happy. In fact, I don't expect this, but by the grace of God, I was surprised to get what I get today.
I was sitting down after the tea break. They called us out and they said they want to empower us. We should explain our business and how we run it. I told them that I do sell okay wares for adults and babies, but I don't really have where I stay. I work with it, and at times I make hair, but they do come to the house. And luckily, we are just believing it will be from 10,000 or 15,000. But when they announced, they said they are helping with 30,000. I say God has remembered us today.
The event with the theme, Women in Governance and Politics, Strategic Pathways to Leadership, also featured the inauguration of local council representatives and the presentation of goodwill messages, among others. The need for collaboration in the fight against the endemic corruption in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. This was the submission of key stakeholders at a one-day capacity building and training workshop on corruption prevention for media practitioners organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, on Monday in Abuja, the nation's capital. Let's now join Clearview's correspondent for details. It is no news that Nigeria, Africa's economic giant, has struggled for decades with corruption, an epidemic that has swept through all sectors of the public and private sector, negatively impacting the economy and the quality of livelihood of citizens. According to a 2012 report, Nigeria was estimated to have lost over $400 billion to corruption since its independence in 1960. Although successive administrations have over the years come up with a number of strategies and initiatives geared towards finding a solution to the problem, the need for effective collaboration in corruption prevention have been stressed time and again. In line with its mandate to eradicate all forms of corruption through lawful enforcement and preventive measures, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has joined forces with the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, and the MacArthur Foundation to intensify the battle against corruption in Nigeria. In his welcome address, Chairman of the ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, and other relevant stakeholders called on the media to intensify efforts in supporting the fight against corruption in Nigeria, while highlighting the essential roles of stakeholders in promoting transparency and holding individuals as well as institutions accountable.
We appreciate that the power of pen is a vital weapon in our collective fight against corruption. I also want to use this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerians to support public officials in their commitment to integrity. It is essential that we create an environment where ethical conduct is encouraged and celebrated by fostering a culture of accountability and transparency. We can collectively strengthen our institutions and contribute to a corruption-free Nigeria.
Because this work that we are all doing, none of us can do it alone. It is the collective efforts, energy of all of us that will bring our country to the desired goal that we are all seeking for. So I'm not surprised that this convening is on collaboration, and this particular one is collaboration with the media.
While our role in combating corruption is crucial, we also cannot ignore the inherent dangers that come with it. The fight against corruption is in itself a risky venture. Journalists who expose corruption often face threats to their lives. They face intimidations, they face harassments, and in some cases, they face physical violence. Unfortunately, these risks are all too real in Nigeria and other parts of the world. Therefore, the safety and security of journalists
must be a top priority if we are to continue this essential work.
The media expectedly should take advantage of provisions of the Freedom of Act 2011 to expose corrupt practices. By this, the media will be playing its role as the watchdog of the society, and this will in turn make the society better for the overall interest of the people.
Resource persons at the event highlighted the critical role of journalists in the fight against corruption, while emphasizing the need for an enduring partnership of anti-corruption agencies and the media to succeed in the fight against the scourge. High point of the workshop was an interactive session between stakeholders. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
We break the news.
This is Christ Embassy.
Recollect, we were the first to break this. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved the appointment of 3 second-class emirs. And this?
Erasmus is the most successful program of the European Union to support education and youth.
And this?
Fubara is not an ungrateful person.
And more.
Tension is currently mounting in River State. The planned arraignment of Yaya Bello.
Across our platforms. Subscribe now and you will be receiving our notifications and never left out as the news breaks on Clearview.
Welcome back. The Federal Republic of Nigeria and the United States of America have taken a significant step towards strengthening their economic ties to enhance trade and investment opportunities between both countries, as the Pan-African Chamber of Culture, Trade and Investment met with the United States top businessman David Spalding this Tuesday in Abuja, the nation's capital. Clearview's correspondent reports that the meeting provided a platform for both countries to discuss on harnessing their potentials to create a conducive environment for increased trade and investment inflows, as well as mutual prosperity. Nigeria has oftentimes been described as one of Africa's largest economies due to its huge reserve of mineral deposits and arable land for agricultural activities. For a country with an estimated population of over 200 million and about 70% under the age of 30, the size and youthfulness of the population offer great potential to expand Nigeria's capacity as the regional economic hub of Africa and globally. In a bid to enhance trade and investment opportunities between Nigeria and the international community, the Pan-African Chamber of Culture, Trade and Investment met with the United States top businessman David Spalding on Tuesday in Abuja, the nation's capital. According to the regional head, Diaspora and Global Affairs of the Chamber, Dr. Moses Timothy, while highlighting Nigeria's enormous potentials, said the meeting became imperative given the socio-economic situation facing the country. He further emphasized the need for effective collaboration in achieving economic prosperity for Nigeria in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu.
You are the best person that can be able to speak about yourself and sing your song. Nobody else is going to sing your song for you, but you are the one to make the music. And when you make it and it's nice, then people are going to listen to it and dance over to it. So that's what Panati is actually doing, by trying to use this platform to create awareness of the potentials that we have in this country, and also reaching out to partners who can be able to leverage on what they have to be able to see how they can come in to bring investment for developmental purpose.
Our coming together today is something that we know is very pivotal, in the sense that a lot of industries that were presented today, we are now going home knowing that, yes, they have people, investors who are interested in their businesses, who are going to support them to develop them. And you know, as they develop these industries and these sectors, it's going to also help in employment. It's going to help, especially in the part of the water And then the agricultural aspect of it was going to help us with health, because when you drink clean water, it can also help us in the agriculture for food security. So we are happy that at least we're contributing to the well-being of Nigeria and Africa, which is what the Sustainable Development Goals is all about.
In his remarks, U.S. businessman David Spalding expressed readiness to work closely with the Nigerian business owners to create projects that will benefit the people and the economy.
Because my business is exclusively in Africa, every opportunity I have to meet with African business people, particularly in the industries that are most critical to Africa, I'm going to take. And I always enjoy the opportunity to meet with those who are the experts in their own country. Projects that are going to make a significant difference in Africa on a business end of things. So that they tend to be things like logistics. They tend to be industries that are important to Africa, like mining and agriculture. They tend to concentrate on the areas of critical infrastructure like waterways, rail, roads, those kinds of projects, and how they intersect with business. So there's this really important private party business complement that has to be addressed. And the only way to do that is to get together business people to talk about what their needs are and how those things relate to one another, so that I can go back to the US, find investors, and have them invest in those projects.
The meeting featured discussions aimed at identifying key sectors for collaboration, including technology, infrastructure, agriculture, mining, and renewable energy. The meeting highlighted the vast potential for trade expansion and investment in Nigeria, which encourages innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic development. Moving over to sports, Nigeria's women under-17 national team, the Flamingos, have emerged top of Group A after beating host Dominican Republic 1-0 in the ongoing 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup early this Wednesday in Santo Domingo. Midfielder Shakirat Mashoud's 89th minute left-footed strike from 25 yards launched the Flamingos in top position of the group, marking her fourth in the tournament. This is the Flamingos' third consecutive win as they emerge Group A leaders above Ecuador, hosts Dominican and New Zealand. The win in their final group game has helped them amass a total of 9 points. According to the X-handle of the FIFA Under-17 World Women Cup, the Nigerian game is the highest attended football match for any Dominican Republic national team, which saw a record of 13,535 spectators. The Flamingos will face their United States counterpart in the quarterfinal bout of the tournament. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Nigeria's women under-17 national team, the Flamingos, have emerged top of Group A after beating host Dominican Republic 1-0 in the ongoing 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup early this Wednesday in Santo Domingo. Former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba said suspicion and lack of trust are the primary reasons many presidents and governors avoid transferring leadership to their deputies. We also told you that singer Inetimi Alfred Odom, popularly known as Timaya, has lamented about the current hardships in the globe, saying it is more severe in Nigeria. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.